just making a few updates and putting them on the internet to see the processes that have been happening. As I've been pushing forward in what we all know to be the it concept, I'm supposedly it, which these people in control of this operation, or whatever you want to call it, are trying to do everything in their power to absolutely destroy and assassinate my character for all different reasons. And the way they do this is by fabricating these virtual reality movies, which everyone really are watching while I'm asleep. And in these virtual fabricated movies, they are projecting all these weird and strange and perverted and twisted stories, fabrications of what they wish other people around the world to think of me. Obviously this is to ridicule me, obviously this is to assassinate my character, obviously this is for getting all kinds of different people against me, and they're doing everything in their power to have people believe all these things that they are fabricating are supposed to be real, supposed to be true. But people now really know that half of what they say and show is a load of crap and bullshit, and the rest of it people are not sure. So I've been following what kind of opinions people are having around the it concept, and now it's becoming more clear for every day that goes that people don't really believe what they say or show, but they just follow it. They follow it because it's the new trend, it's the new cool thing to be a part of, or this is what the fraudulent cunts are telling or making people believe, that they are part of something better and good and something that's going to be in the masses' interest. And anyone with a few brain cells can realise that's just a bunch of crap, that's a bunch of bull which they say, and to make people think less of what is really happening. And what is happening is the most crucial and most disturbing thing, because I live in Denmark, which is a free and democracy, or it's supposed to be a democracy, where everyone has rights, everyone has possibilities to have a good life and so forth. But these people that are in control of this operation, which are programming or projecting all these different scenarios which everyone are following, are clearly, gradually, surely, but taking all our rights away, taking all our freedoms away, and doing this by increment. And now you see people don't really care of what is true or what is false and fabricated and lies. They just go with it because this is what they're being shown. This is entertainment for them. And I've just been in town, look around, and I see people smiling all over their faces, laughing when they see me. It's pretty clear that all these people around the world are being shown and told all these various strange things, and people would like to believe that these things are true because they can't comprehend what is really happening. And what is really happening, as I said before, we're gradually losing all our rights, losing all our freedoms, losing our individuality for a bunch of fucking technocrat dictatorship, where all these people are reaching out to people saying that you need to be part of this, you need to do something, and all these people trying to provocateur and trying to instigate conflicts with me, and they don't even know me, and I'd see people's faces laughing, and I just know that people are really getting into watching these things and watching all this strange and bizarre stuff that they show. And even little kids are saying, being commanded to say through their parents, say hi, and put another name on it and shout while they walk past me, hi. And it's just a bunch of fucking nonsense. And what people are not understanding, they're actually programming, showing and telling that your little children are supposed to think of these really sick, disturbing things as cool, funny and trendy. What are these kids going to grow up to be like? Are they going to grow up to be like, think Torture's cool. Torture's fun. Harassment is cool. Harassment is funny. It's trendy. And people have the complete different view of what it is to be a decent human being. They have completely lost these fundamental things that make a good human being a good human being. It's not about how you are as a person anymore. It's about what they wish you to be. They wish you to be sheep. They wish you to be cattle. They wish you to be herd animals that they can dictate around and tell you need to do this, you need to do that, and people are queuing up to be part of this fucking diabolical game which they think they're gonna be able to roll out. And this is the next phase I'm going to go into now. They're obviously trying to have people provocateur and have people instigate little conflicts, which thereafter they hope that I'm going to lose my temper or not going to think straight for a minute and do something inappropriate. But when you think of this, they are actually trying to provoke and provocateur and instigate conflicts with me, which they are the ones that are going to start this. So therefore, I'm more or less going to be in my right to do something, non-violent of course, but at least do something verbally back, because they can't hide behind denying these things anymore. They can't just say this is not true, this is not fact, this is just your imagination. So this whole strategy they have built up is completely abolished. It's completely gone. They have no chance of denying these things anymore, and that's why I can speak as loudly and openly as I possibly can. But this is what they're reaching out for people to do, trying to start conflicts, trying to start fights, trying to start ridiculing me so I lash out, and this is not going to work. This has been going on for over 2.5 years, and this has not been able to happen once. So how do these people think that they can make this work? It is unbelievable. And while all this is going on, they're obviously trying to build up storylines, build up fabrications, build up scenarios over this system, which are going to be projected the same way they project everything else, where they're going to incriminate me with some bullshit story that they are the fabricators of. They are the distributors. They are the ones who are sending it out. They are the ones who are making it. They are the ones who are control of the narrative of the scenario which they are building. And this is the way they think they're going to be able to set me up with some bullshit which everyone is being able to follow and see as it moves on and gets blocked and stopped, and they try something else, get moved, blocked and stopped. This has been happening over and over and over again, and this is not going to be able to work. But just in my defence, if something like this does happen and they do go forward with it, now I have this video I can go back to and say, look, I made this video because I can see this a mile off, and this is my documentation for it. So if anything happens, anything I get set up for something, it could be anything from drugs to rape to murder to paedophilia to anything that you can imagine they are possibly gonna try. So this is my statement for this part, and I am not doing anything that is against the law. I'm not doing anything that's violent. I'm clearly protesting all these things on a political and non-violent way, and this they don't like because they don't know what to do. So therefore, just want to say out to all the people who are following this and have a few brain cells left. If this does happen, it's a bunch of bullshit, and they have set me up, because I am now moving forward in a rapid pace, which evidence-wise, so their whole storyline, as I said before, is being completely shot to pieces. And this is the fact that they know, and this is the fact that they can't get around
in a normal sense of way, because then they are the people who are breaking all the laws. They're breaking all human rights. They're breaking all they're just breaking everything, destroying everything. They think they're above the law. They think they're immune from everything because they think they can pull a national flag, a national security flag, and that ain't gonna work no more. And that is why my government here in Denmark are speaking of making a law that is going to be able to hold themselves unaccountable for these actions that they have done over the 2.5 years that this has been going on. But the way the facts are in this country and any other Western countries, are they gonna backdate this law? Are they gonna make this law so it's in between other laws? Are they gonna chuck other laws out? Because we have a constitution which protects individuals, single persons, from these kinds of extrajudicial prosecution without no jury, no judge. So all these things are pretty complicated. Putting it all on voice without anything to go from, just from memory. But this is what they're trying to do. This is what they're trying to accomplish. They're trying to say that we're just going to make a law around all these laws, which this law is going to be bigger and better than all the other laws that are protecting us free individual persons. So clearly they think they're gods. They think they can do anything they want. They think they can push and harass people to do whatever. But I say no more. Enough is enough. If you want to come and get me, come and take me. You know where I live. You know what I stand for. You know what I'm going to say in court. You know what I single personally is able to do if I have the opportunity. And that is why they see me as a big threat. They see me as a danger, which puts all them and all the people who are involved in this concept higher up in jeopardy. It puts them in proper danger for being brought to justice, not only in a court here in Denmark, but in human rights in Hague, and all the people involved in different countries are all liable. The people in control of this are all liable to be held accountable for their actions. And this is why there's such mega hefty campaigns against me in all these different kinds of ways, because they know I'm the key that could put all these people away, put them in trial, put them on trial like they should be, like the Nuremberg. And this is what is scaring them these days, and that is why they are talking more out to the public to try and do something that ends up with me being prosecuted for something that I'm not at fault at, or is that I have been set up to be a scapegoat for, to make sure that they have plausible deniability. They do this through other people. So if they can get that to work, that is their first goal. Their second goal is that I have a psych evaluation coming up here on the 10th of April, where they obviously are going to try to stick labels on me, saying that I'm either mentally disturbed, paranoid, delusional, suffer from some kind of mental illness. And they're obviously going to do this because this again is a way for them to discredit me, for my word to be less liable, for me to be discredited when this does go to court one day, because it will. Trust me on that, it will go to court one day, one way or the other. So the way they're going to do this as well is they're going to fabricate different storylines, different scenarios, as they do with everything else, that is going to project that I suffer from some kind of mental illness. And as if you've been following this concept, which many people are around the world, they have already begun to do these kinds of storylines, saying that I am borderline. I'm not borderline. I'm in my full health. I know what is real, what is them, what is fabricated. But if they can make other people believe their stories, that I suffer from some kind of delusional disorder or suffer from some kind of other schizophrenia or whatever, they're gonna do this beforehand, before I go to the meeting, for then the public, the masses, have been told beforehand the diagnoses that it's going to come. It makes it easier for the public to buy into the story, which is going to be all based on fraudulent information. It's all going to be based on information that is not correct. It's going to be based on all their lies. It's going to be based on their narrative, their storyline, because it's their purpose to discredit me in all possible ways. And mental health ways is the way forward when we're talking about people who are being targeted the way I'm being targeted, because all these things that they project and harass you with and torture you with, and all the people that are organised in what people out there know as gang stalking. In the IT concept is a bit different, because this goes out, is public. The whole concept is public, so therefore it's a bit different in my case. But the methods and the techniques and the technologies are exactly the same. So these are all the things that I can possibly, the doctor or the so-called psychiatrist will probably try to get something out of me that puts me in a state where I sound delusional or paranoid, because these things are mimicking what you normally associate with mental disorders. But as we all know, as this is public and has been public 2.5 years now, that all these things are happening, and happening over a system which interferes with one's own biological system through one's nervous system. So these things are not imaginary. These things are really happening on a virtual platform, and all the and have physical effects on you, because you are perceiving these things that they are projecting into you through electromagnetic beams. You are projecting them as biological impulses. So all the things are really happening to you, but they're happening over a forum which is a virtual forum, because they're not here physically speaking. So all these things are what the doctor, so-called doctor, psychiatrist, is probably going to get around, try to get me to talk out of all these things that have been happening, and the things that have been happening, to try and label me with some kind of disorder. And therefore, as I did on the other one, where I talked out about setups and provocateuring and instigating, I'm going to say beforehand, now watch this meeting closely, which you will be able to see over this system, as well as everything else. Listen to what he says, listen to what he tries to do, and I'm going to be I'm going to be 100% honest, and I'm going to speak out about all these things that are happening if the equation occurs. If he even slightly tends to try to get something out of me to discredit me, I'm just going to lay it all out, as I'm doing in this video, and as I have done in the other video, welcome to reality in the 21st century. You want to check that out as well if you want to know more about this concept and the technologies that are being used, because as I said earlier, their full story of denying this and saying it's not real, saying it's not true, saying it's my imagination and so forth, it's not going to hold up. It's not going to hold up here,
It's not going to hold up in court. It's not going to hold up anywhere. I have so many evidence, so much proof that all these things are happening, or not only to me, but everyone else are able to hear and see what these people are saying and showing over this system. So therefore, there is no possible way on earth that they are going to be able to deny this. They are not going to be able to say it's just me, because if they do so, it's just so much bigger of a scandal than it already is. And this must be one of the biggest scandals to be out in the open in my history, that's for sure. All the years I've been living, I never heard of anything as outrageous and diabolical as this program, or this concept that they have established over these 2.5 years. Is absolutely ridiculous, absolutely pathetic, and absolutely fucking atrocious. And these people, as I said before, need to be brought to justice, so they can't inflict this kind of severe distress and pain on other people and think they can just hold themselves unaccountable. Because these little pieces of maggots, I don't want to swear too much because it's going on YouTube, they're just little maggots that feed of us, take our ideas, suck out blood, because they're not human beings even, they're just little maggots that need to be stepped on politically. And I want this to be able to go down in history, so no one else are going to get this treatment, this kind of severe harassment and torture as I have, and been set up all the way as I have been, and been outcasted from the world. So I have no what you can call a proper lifestyle. My life is just dedicated to utterly expose and destroy these people who are in control of this system, and all the political people overseeing this, and thinking that you can use this situation to take all our rights and freedoms away from us, using me as an object to do this. I say to you, you can think again, because you're not going to use me this way. I'm going to do everything in my power to fight against you and expose what you stand for and expose what you are. Fraudulent scum of the earth. So this, I'm going to stop this video statement here, and just let everyone know, keep an eye out for what they do, keep them to their word, don't let them change the narrative, don't let them change the stories all the time, keep them to their word, keep them to whatever they say. If they say this concept is for this and this and that, and they suddenly start to change things and saying it's for something else now, they can't do this. They can only do this because they don't want this to go to court. Because in court you can't change your stories around like this. You can't, in normal life, if someone tells you lie after lie after lie, and you find out, you don't believe these people anymore. You won't believe that person that's telling you this anymore. But in this concept and this program, they think they can change stories from day to day, and that is not truthful, that is not honest, that is not right, that is just wrong, fraudulent and fabricated. So therefore, again, hold them to their word, keep an eye out for what they do, and when they do something totally outrageous and totally diabolic, shout out, protest, do something, because this is going to affect you and your family and your future's families. It's not just about me and these people and all these bullshit, bogus reasons they're giving you. It's a whole lot bigger than me as a single person. It's a whole lot bigger than these so-called accusations that they have based this whole thing on. It's nothing to do with these things. It's nothing to do with their bogus, fraudulent justifications. It's a whole lot bigger. It's time for you out there to open your eyes and wake up before it's too late. And as I said before, I would do everything in my power to have this stopped, to have this trialed in court, so I can prove to the world that I have been speaking the truth from day one.
and I will do so, and I will move forward as quickly and rapidly as I possibly can as a one single person they try to block me on every single front and way they can. So it's not easy for me to do, but I will try my best and do the best I can.